Our environment is determined by a cycle. Minerals are absorbed by plants. Plants are eaten by animals. Plants and animals are eaten by man. The waste materials produced by man, animals and plants are reconverted to a great extent by bacteria into minerals. And so the cycle functions, the basis of our environment, of our life. Minerals are again absorbed by plants. Plants and animals are again eaten by man. But man produces too much waste. So much waste, in fact, that the cycle is disturbed. Our environment is threatened. There has always been waste. Ever since human beings lived in a primitive society, they have accepted waste and dirt as the price to be paid for a higher standard of living. Nature was subordinated to economic growth. Water and air were everybody's property, so everybody could misuse them. As a result of the industrial development of the last century, our technical knowledge has advanced rapidly. There came new machines and more industrial plants, new processes and more products. This development in the industrialized countries led to increased prosperity. And the better standard of living led in turn to higher and higher consumption. Consumption of luxury goods. At the same time, there was a world population explosion, one that continues today. 4,000 million people now, and within the next 30 years, 6,000 million. Pollution problems grow as the population grows. Pollution of the environment is caused by the whole of our society, by millions of people going about their daily business. Pollution is caused in our homes by producing and dumping domestic waste. Pollution is caused when we drive our cars with their exhaust emissions. Traffic also causes other problems, like accidents. Pollution is caused when we work in factories, making products. Often products that have to be packed. All of them together cause pollution. Soil pollution. Air pollution. water pollution. Noise pollution. Our environment is threatened. As more and more people are affected by these nuisances, they become more and more concerned. Much information, some of it contradictory and confusing, obscures the problem for many people. Public protests have aroused people's consciences, but protests alone do not answer the question, how can we improve our environment? To regain a biological balance, we need to search primarily for methods of producing as little waste as possible and of reprocessing the waste we do produce. Scientists of various disciplines, technicians, economists, biologists, agronomists, and many other specialists need to work closely together to solve this problem. Technically, the problem can be solved, but technical solutions cost money. And so we must think of the cost of clean air, clear water, and an acceptable environment in the same economic terms as we think of the cost of raw materials, machinery, and labor. Each household produces waste material, which must be disposed of efficiently. Ideally, this ever-increasing amount of waste material should be treated so that at least a part of it can be used again. Management and employees of industrial companies must be convinced of the need for good environmental control. Substantial sums of money must be spent on new plant and equipment, the development of existing processes, and the installation of methods of control. Expenditure on maintaining the environment must be regarded as an investment or operating cost, in the same way as any other investment or operating cost. More research is needed to develop the technical methods necessary to prevent the emission of harmful waste products. Wastewater needs to be cleaned so that it can, after a strict check, be used again. Every effort should be made to free exhaust emissions of noxious materials. Cleaner fuels and improved processes in the plants can minimize air pollution. The authorities will have to take action if a company or anyone breaks the rules. Control equipment can register and transmit complaints. Only the authorities, after consulting the experience and research of industry and science, can prescribe realistic standards. These measures should be the same for all parties involved, and they will have to apply not only nationally but internationally as well. Dirty water and dirty air don't acknowledge frontiers. International cooperation is needed to obtain an international environmental code with common rules and regulations. Environmental measures will inevitably involve higher costs. Only a well-balanced, growing economy can provide the means to maintain and improve the quality of our environment. The quality of life is dependent on prosperity. Good planning is needed to make better use of the space we have. Clean plants, and side by side, sufficient recreational areas. Modern cities with an efficient system of public transport facilities. Young people have to be educated in the significance of a healthy environment. Science, industry, and government must search together for a way to maintain the proper cycle. Our problems can be solved and new ones prevented if we use our natural resources correctly and economically, and if we adopt a rational and carefully considered policy for the protection of our environment.